Good morning everyone. In this video we are going to understand Panda module, which is most frequently usable module used by data scientists. And what is the purpose of using Pandas? Pandas actually a very helpful module that will give you a data frame and you can perform many operations on the data frame. And what is data frame? Data frame is actually a data set which is actually having a collections of rows, and the data is actually represented in the form of table. Pandas is actually created on NumPy array, and because of that it is highly efficient. Let's dive into the Jupyter Notepad and understand how we can create a data frame. So first of all, in order to use Pandas module should be installed in your system, and if it is not installed you have to install it. And for that you can either give your command either on the Jupyter Notepad, or you can directly give the command on command prompt. Pip install Pandas. As in my system Panda is already installed, so it will give a message that Panda is already installed. If in your system Panda is not installed, you can give this command. Now you can see here requirement already satisfied because Panda is installed in my system. Now I will import Pandas. Import Pandas as PD. So we use PD, which is the alias for the Panda, and this is standard name for using the Panda module. So I will run this command, and you can see here we didn't get any error. Now we will actually create a data frame, but in order to create data frame we should know the syntax. So I'll tell the syntax it's df equal to pd, which is panda dot data frame, and the first argument is data, second argument is index, third argument is column. This is the syntax that we use in order to create a data frame. Once we give the value in this data, index and column, and we run this command, we will get a data frame. So I comment this line. So this is the syntax. Now we will actually understand this basic argument in order to create data frame one by one. So let's create a simple data frame first. Df equal to pd dot data frame. Here data should be there. So what I will do, I will actually create a list, and that I will pass in data argument. So here I am going to create a list, lst equal to, so I have created a list here. Now I will give lst, and after that I will just print the data frame. So I'm going to run this command. Now you can see here we got this data frame, and you can see that, okay, here you can see that I have the data argument which is equal to the list. So this is 11, 22, 33, 44 is the item. Now here you can see a 0, 1, 2, 3. This is actually the index which we have not given here, and this is the column name that we have not given, so it is taking 0. And if you give like it will come like 0, 1, 2, 3 by default if you are not providing column name, and if you are not providing index it will start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'll first give the index. Now I'm going to run this. Now you can see here the index is A, B, C and D. Now the column is still 0. Now I will give the column here. So we are having only one column, so I'll give like ID. Now I'm going to run this one. Now you can see here the column name is ID here. You can see what's the column name. For that you can give here COLUMNS. Now you can see here it is saying here ID, which is actually the column. But here we are only going to understand how to create a data frame from multiple ways. So here I have created a data frame using list. Okay, now I will create a data frame using list which is having number of list. So let's create the variable first. So this you can see here we are having a list, and within the list we are having 3 inner list. So we are going to create a data frame here. For that I will give data only lst, and I'm going to print this command. Now you can see here we are having 3 rows, and the index is 0, 1, 2 and the column is 0, 1. So you can provide here as index also and column as you want. Okay, so you got to know that we can even able to create a data frame from list which is having number of inner lists. So it is like one list which is having 3 inner lists. So it represents a table here. So now we will try to create a data frame using dictionary. So here I will first create a dictionary here. I will use a dictionary variable as dt. Now I will create a key which is name, and here I am giving the value which is a list, Mike, Sham, John. So this is one key value pair. Now I'll use another key value pair, Roll. So here I am creating a dictionary which is having a key value pair. Now I'm going to create a data frame. df is equal to pd dot data frame. Here I will give dt only, and now I'm going to print here. Here you can see I'm just giving the dt, so by default it will take data equal to dt. So if I give data equal to dt, that is also fine, and if you give directly dt, it is also fine. So I'm going to run this command now. Now you can see here we automatically get the column name here as name and role. So what is actually it is doing, so the key is taking as a column and the value which is actually a list, so this will be act as a content of the column. So here I am giving the two keys, so it will take the two column, and this is the list which is actually the value. You can see here I am giving here 3 items in the list, so that is why it's sync and it will create a data frame. So this is the another way to create a data frame using a dictionary. Okay, now we will create a data frame with a list, and the list is having a dictionary. So let's first create a list. So this is a list actually, and this list is actually having a dictionary. So dictionary is actually a key value pair. So I'm creating a dictionary. The key is name and value is Mike. Now this is one dictionary. Now I'm going to use another dictionary. Now I will create a data frame. df equal to pd dot data frame. Data is equal to lst. Now I will print the data frame. Now here you can see this dictionary where the key is name and role, which is acting as a column name, and the value Mike and 11, which is the row values. So here key is actually a column name and the value is actually the value for the rows. So this is another way of creating a data frame. Okay, now we will create a data frame from an external file. So we are having number of different file which is actually having a collections of rows. So it is in the form of table. We can create a data frame whether a CSV file or Excel file. So first I will show you the CSV file and its content, and then how I can fetch the data from that CSV file and create a data frame. So here you can see here I have opened an information.csv file, and which is available on my system, and this CSV file is having 4 rows, in which first row will be the column and next 3 row will be the content, and this is the CSV file which is actually a comma separated value. If I show this file in the text file, then you can come to know how it is actually different from the Excel file. So here you can see here having the 4 rows and which is actually separated with commas. So this is the information.csv file. So I have shown you the CSV file. Now we will see how we can read this file and create a data frame. Okay, so for that we have to use read underscore csv function. df equal to pd dot read underscore csv. Within this read underscore csv functions we have to give the file name. So I have to provide the full path of the file. So I'm giving the full path for the file name, and this is the place where my file is actually stored. Now if I run this one, it will create a data frame. Now you can see here the data frame is created by reading this CSV file. Okay, now we will read the data from the Excel file. So first I will show you the Excel file. So this is the Excel file I am having. Here information.xlss file is there, and the sheet name is sheet 1. So if I give info, then I can access this sheet with that of the sheet name. Okay, so let's go into the Jupyter Notepad. So now we will read this XLS file, and for that we will use read underscore Excel. df equal to pd dot read underscore excel, and here I will give the path. Okay, so this is the path for my information.xlss file. So if I run this command, we can see here the data frame is created with the help of this XLS file, but I am not using the sheet name. This sheet name I am not using. If I am not using the sheet name, it will automatically read the first sheet. Okay, and if you have like multiple sheet, like here if you have sheet 1, okay, then how you can read it? Okay, I'll copy this same row and paste it on the another sheet. I'll just change some values. ID I've given the column name, and here 55, 66, 77. Now I have saved this file. Now I will go to the Jupyter Notepad, and now I am trying to run this same code. It will again read this first sheet only, because by default it will read the first sheet. Now if you want to read the second sheet, you have to give another argument, sheet name, and you have to give the name for the sheet. The name for the sheet is sheet 1. Now if I run this one, now you can see here the second sheet value which I have shown you, ID which I have changed from role to ID, and its value. Now you can see here it is reading the second sheet. Now if I want to read the first sheet, I can give here info, which was the name for the first sheet, and you can see here it is reading the first sheet. So these are the multiple ways that we can create a data frame. Now I will show you some command that will be used a lot. Okay, so here my data is very less actually. Okay, let's populate the Excel sheet first. Okay, now I have actually populated the Excel sheet, and the second sheet I have populated. Okay, now I will save this file. Now I'll go to the Jupyter Notepad. Now here again if I run this one, and the sheet name is sheet 1. Okay, now you can see here I have 117 rows, but we cannot see all the rows here. So what we can do, if you want to see first few row, now for that you can use df head, and if you run this one, you can see I can see 5 row, which is the first 5 row. Now if you want to see first 10 row, you can give here argument as 10, and you can see you can able to get 10 rows, first 10 rows. The same if you want to see few last row, you can use here tail. So this is the last 5 rows. So as you know that we are totally having 170 rows, so the last index is 116, and the last fifth index is 112. Now if you want to see last 10, you can give here 10. So you can see here the last 10 rows you can see here. Now if you want to see how many rows and column are there, you can use an attribute df.shapshape, and if you run this command, you can see here we are having 117 rows and 2 columns. So that is all for this video, and if you like this video, kindly hit on like button and don't forget to subscribe it. Thank you very much.